Shalom, and welcome back to our video series, The Road to Rosh Hashanah. So we take a few minutes each day to spiritually prepare ourselves for the upcoming high holidays. One of the major sections of the Yom Kippur liturgy is the vidui, the confessional. Appropriate on a day when we ask for forgiveness, we recite the vidui a total of 5 times throughout the day, each time including a short confessional, the Ashamdu, an alphabetical list of general transgressions, and a long confessional, the Al-Chet, a twofold acrostic with a more detailed list of sins. During each of these, we pound our chests with our fist, trying to soften our hardened hearts. If we read each of these lists carefully, you'll notice that every single expression of guilt is written in the plural. Do we really think that we are that bad that we committed all of them? What if, looking at the list, we realize some of them we personally didn't do? Why should we confess and recite a transgression we did not commit? There are 3 general answers to this question. The first answer is no. Of course we did not commit all of them. Few of us are that wicked that we're guilty of everything on these lists. But as a community, a collection of individuals, there's a good chance that together, each of these sins is represented. As a community who cares for and loves each other, all of us recite the entire list so that no one gets embarrassed or humiliated at having to confess something in front of the whole community, particularly when that transgression may have been in private. There is safety in numbers, and to create a safe environment for each of us to admit our shortcomings, we all recite it. The second explanation builds on the first. As a community, we recognize that we are all in this together. We support each other, and we help each other. We as individuals may not have committed a particular act on the list, but as part of a community, it was done. We may not be responsible for it, but because we are part of a larger community, we bear some of that guilt. Which brings us to the third explanation. We may not have committed the act, but we may not have prevented it either. The Talmud teaches that silence is consent. We may have known it was going to happen and done nothing, or we may not have spoken up against it after it was done. In that sense, we are not innocent. We are effectively accomplices. Whichever of these explanations speaks to you, the fact remains that these lists play a dual role. On an individual level, they force us to confront the wrongdoings we ourselves have committed in the last year and to confess them aloud. On a communal level, they remind us that it's not just about us as individuals, but that we are part of a larger community, something greater than ourselves. As such, we have a responsibility not just to make our own lives better, but to make the community's life better too. When we recite these words this year, may we have both of these ideas in our hearts, our souls, and our minds. How we can improve ourselves, and how we can improve the life of the community of which we are a part. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you'll join us again tomorrow as we continue with our next step on the road to Rosh Hashanah.